Hi friends, it's Amy Frillici with the Gathering Inkspiration Stamp Studio, and today I have this really fun treat for you today to show you how to make. This is, if you can see, I'm going to kind of spin it around here so you see a little bit better, maybe kind of 3D. This is the Popcorn Box die. That's what we use to make kind of the container for some fabulous spring chocolates, I guess I would say. Of course, they're from like Easter candy stash, but wrapped them up in a cello bag and put a little bit of baker's twine on there and makes a cute treat for someone. These I actually made for everyone that came to our one-day crafting retreat that I did. It was actually just last weekend. Feels like a lot longer ago than that. But anyway, this was one of the treats. I call it a table treat. So at each person's place setting, I had their goodie bag of supplies set out, and then the table treat there in the morning when they got there as kind of a little welcome to the day. So anyway, everybody really enjoyed them, and I wanted to make a video basically to show you how to put this little treat together. So I am going to kind of show you the products as we use them today and how to put everything together. So we are going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is actually cut the box that we use to make this popcorn box basically. Okay, so I am going to grab, this is just a strip of my Sweet Sugarplum cardstock. And I'll show you, these are the Popcorn Box Thinlits. And these are so fun and really, really easy to work with. These are all the different kind of extra pieces that come in the popcorn box dies. We are just going to be using, I'm going to pull that off. That adhesive sticky is always so strong. So this is the only piece we are going to be using today. You can use lots of these other things for embellishments on the die or on the box itself, but we are not using these today, although you certainly could when you go to make a project. So I'm going to grab my Big Shot, put that guy right here. Okay, I'm going to crank that out. We are using the magnetic platform because we are using our framelits and edgelets here, and one clear cutting piece or pad on the bottom, and then we're going to put our die down. And we need to make two of these, so we're going to run this through 2 times because you need 2 parts to make a whole box. Okay, the other clear cutting piece on top, and we just crank that through, and there's that wiggle. So I'll go slow here to get this one going. Okay, pull that off of there, and you can see how easy this is to pop this. That like happens as I even try to pick up the paper there. You see, that just pops right out, and it makes, can you see kind of all the score lines and things too? That's going to help us kind of fold it and put it together. So we're going to run one more of these, get our other half of our box together here, crank our handle again, and then we have one more before we actually put anything together. We are going to do our embossing, and I'll show you that. Okay, good. I did not forget my platform because this time for the embossing we need the standard Big Shot platform, and then one of our clear pads there. Pop this out. Again, super easy. Get rid of that piece, and then here's our second half of our die. Okay, let's see. Now we are going to be using, this is the Falling Petals Textured Impression Embossing Folder. So doesn't it kind of look like hearts or flowers? Okay, so we are gonna, you can see that, and I wanted, can you kind of tell? There obviously aren't any petals or flowers up here, and then there are a whole bunch because they're all kind of in free fall right now. So I wanted not too many all over it, so you can see I put it up toward the top of the die so that I got some flowers on the, or petals on the bottom, but not a ton, actually not any on the very, very top of it. So we're going to emboss that one and then open that up, and this is always the aha, woo, I love these embossing folders, and there we go. So there's one done, and then we're going to pop that in, and make sure, I'm glad I did it right, when you put your paper in, because you'd want the embossing on the outside, and there's the debossed side on the inside. If you look for the Sizzix and Stampin' Up logos, and make sure those are on the top rather than facing down on the bottom, you'll know that you're going to get the impression in your paper going the right way. So watch out for that. And then you put your other clear cutting piece on top of that embossing folder as well. And we crank our big shot. Now I think I'm done with the big shot, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Move all my platforms out of the way, and we can see what we've got here. One more. There we go. Okay. Scoot all that stuff out of the way. So now I am going to actually fold these along the score lines, and it still folds very nicely. I think you have to be a little bit careful just to make sure you're folding in the right place. Once you do that embossing, it kind of maybe covers up those edges just a little bit, but it's not too bad. Or the, I guess the scoring. So just be a little bit careful. You can see I'm kind of just trying to be a little bit delicate with it, so I make sure that I fold along the correct score lines. So there we go. And I'll show you. The idea is to put adhesive right here so that then that folds together, and then the other one will go together there, and then we just kind of fold this part in and adhere it. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I really wish I had my well, I can't even think of the silicone craft sheet. I really wish I had that right now, because I'm going to go to put my fast fuse along the end, or that little bit right there. So I'm going to go grab that, because it's going to get all over my paper, and then we're going to be sticking to the paper all day long. So sorry about this. Real quick, I'll be right back. There. I always think I'm so prepared, and there's always one more thing that you need. Isn't that always the way? Okay, so now we're good to go. So I'm using my fast fuse. I'm going to run that right along there. Yeah. See, now it's all stuck right on there and not on the work surface. And then we're going to lay this guy down and just get him lined up right there, and then just press. Make sure that's in there. And sometimes I'll kind of rub on the inside, because maybe there's a little bit of adhesive inside there. And when you rub, that kind of helps just get a little bit of that off. And then I'm going to do one more right there. And again, kind of just curl that up a little bit. Now the kind of fun part about this is if you just lay this down right here, look at that. Isn't that awesome? It meets up perfectly, because I did the other side just right as well. And sometimes it might stick a little bit because I've got a little bit of adhesive inside there, but you can get that opened back up. So there we go. Now all we need to do is add, we're going to put some adhesive there and there just to make sure it sticks everywhere we want it to. So I'm going to fold that up. I'm going to run some adhesive on there. And then I just kind of put my fingers inside there to get those stuck together the way I like. And then one more roll of our big shot. And then the bottom right there. And you can kind of put your hand inside there too to get that adhered properly. So isn't that cute? That is our base for our popcorn box die. Very, very simple to do. And now we just need to add some little embellishments and just make it cute at this point. So we are going to grab, this is the Pansy Punch. And this is something actually both, let me back up. The popcorn box die is in the annual catalog, and then this Falling Petals embossing folder, I should mention that this is an item that is retiring and could sell out at any time. So if you love this embossing folder, make sure you order that as soon as possible. This Pansy Punch is not retiring, so no worries on that one. You should be able to get that anytime, even after June 1st when the new annual catalog comes out. And then this little guy is the Petite Petals Punch, and he is retiring also. I'm going to punch him out of a little bit of Sweet Sugarplum cardstock. And then this was Pool Party cardstock too, just so you know that. Okay, so yeah, make sure both of those punches are in the annual catalog. Okay, let's see what else I want to show you. Oh, this is the Cool Treats, one of my most favorite stamp sets from our Occasions catalog, and it is carrying over. I want to say that the framelits that go with the Cool Treats stamp set, the bundle, the stamp set and framelits together, that is not carrying over, but you'll be able to still order the Cool Treats stamp set, and then the framelits that cut a lot of these things out, you'll still be able to get those, but separately. So if you love this stamp set and the framelits that come with it, get that before May 31st. Or you just won't be able to take advantage of that bundle pricing. So we are just using that Sweet stamp is all that we're using from that stamp set. So I've got that already mounted on my clear block, and I've got just a little strip of Whisper White cardstock that measures 1 inch by 2 3/4 inches, and I'm actually gonna punch it first because I want to make sure that I leave enough room to stamp my Sweet in there. So I'm using, this is the triple banner punch from the annual catalog, another item that is carrying over, so you don't have to worry. Get it as soon as you can, but it's not going to go away. It's not retiring. Okay, so got my Sweet Sugarplum ink. I'm stamping my Sweet stamp in my Sweet Sugarplum ink, and then just press straight down and straight up, and there we go. So that's very simple. And then I've got one more little strip. This is the Succulent Garden Designer Series paper. You can kind of see the succulents on there. And this little strip measures 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I'll show you, even though, so this right here measures the 1 inch wide, and then there's 1.5 and 2 inches. If you put this 3/4 inch wide strip of paper in along the 1 inch slot, I guess I would say, just make sure you have the same amount of, I don't know, the same amount of whatever you want to say they're showing on either side of the paper, and then you should be able to get a good, yeah, look at that, a good punch out of that one as well. Okay, so let's see, where are we at now? We are going to, yep, we can add some adhesive, and I've been using Fast Fuse on a lot of these 3D projects just because I don't want them to fall off, right? So we are going to just, one thing I will tell you, because sometimes I forget this, that seam, I kind of want that to be, yeah, there we go. Now you can't see the seams on either side. So we're going to put that guy maybe right about there. And then this one we're going to layer up above on top just a little bit. I'll be able to see some of that too. There. And then we're just going to press down with our fingers on that. And then we need, so I've run out of my silver sequin trim. So we are going to use a little bit of Blushing Bride sequin trim. Either one works great. They go very nicely. Both of them do together. So we are just going to cut a little strip of our sequin trim. Another retiring item though, all of this sequin trim is retiring. I believe we're coming out with maybe like a little bit of a more of a mini sequin trim, so it's not totally going away, but it's not in this Blushing Bride color any longer either. I do know that, and I really, really love that color. So get that while you still can. I will have links to my blog and my Stampin' Up! Website where you can shop for any of the items that are retiring. Just basically go to my Stampin' Up! Website, which is Amy Suzanne, SUZANNE.stampinup.net. And when you click on Shop Now, it takes you to the Stampin' Up! Online store. And then there's a button there that you can find everything that's retiring so that you don't miss out on anything before it's too late. Okay, so let's see, back to our project. We are going to put that little Pansy Punch. Excuse me, I'm getting a little tickle there. We are going to use some dimensionals, so I'm going to peel one of those guys off and put him on the back there. And you know what, actually I probably should have. I'm just going to kind of crinkle him up a little bit. When they're super flat, they just don't have that dimension that I think we all appreciate. So if you just kind of curl that up, I want to make sure you can still see that S. Move my hand out of the way. There we go. That looks good. And then this little baby, I'm going to put just a little bit of Fast Fuse on him. That was that Petite petal punch, right? I'm going to just crinkle him up a little bit and then put him on there. Get him where I like. And then last step, is these are our white perfect accents. You can see I've used a bunch of them. There's actually, so these are the large and then these are the small, and there's a kind of a medium size that I've used them all. So today we're going to use one of the little small white perfect accents, and we're going to put him right inside there. And that is it, basically. Sometimes I really like to be able to see a little bit of that cording or thread there, so I like to kind of pull those sequins off. But that's basically it. Then you just bag up. This is one of our little 3x6 cello bags. I just put some candy in there and tied some baker's twine and then pop that in. And isn't that cute? What a fun little treat. And you could, you know, this is obviously great spring kind of a look. You could make them for any of your summer parties, or like Halloween time, you could make some fun like Halloween looking ones. Thanksgiving, Christmas, the kind of possibilities are endless. And I'm sure we'll have lots of great embossing folders coming out in the next annual catalog that'll help us out with all those other holidays as well. So wow, looks like I've got a mess going here. Anyway, make sure you check out my blog at Gathering Inkspiration with a K, inkspiration.com. I have, actually I mentioned this treat that I gave to everyone at the one-day retreat. I have a blog post on there very recently that kind of tells you all about our one-day crafting retreat and everything that we do on that day. So make sure you check that out, and you'll see a picture of this treat on there as well. And then also at the bottom of this YouTube video is, or kind of in the details, I guess I would say, there's a list of all of the supplies that we use to make this project. So check that out. I put the item numbers right there for you too, so it's kind of a quick, easy reference for shopping. So then if you go to my Stampin' Up! Website, like I said, which was Amy Suzanne with the Z.stampinup.net, put your order in there. Make sure you grab my host code that's on my blog too. When you spend over $50, I spend a special surprise treat to anyone that puts an order in and uses that host code. An order over $50, if I didn't say that. Yep, you get a special, you always get a thank you card from me, and then I send a little special surprise treat as well for orders over $50. So I hope you enjoyed this project today, and I hope you were inspired today, and I hope to be back with you soon with another fun video. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.